What is up, guys? It's Antoine here once again from Splitting Image. Splitting Image is all about personal development and motivation for all millennials. And today, and it's to help you new college freshmen and you returning college students survive college. This is the hashtag Surviving College series, and it is starting now. What is up again? Antoine here. I graduated out of college in May. I know what you're thinking. Damn, you missed out on a lot of stuff. But to me, as long as I got my degree, especially for how long I worked for it, now how hard I worked for it, really helped me. So for me, I want to give back and talk about ideas and things that I went through just to help you guys navigate your way through college. And today I have a good friend of mine, Hannah, here.
So I just finished my freshman year of college. I'm going to be going into my sophomore year of college. It's 2020, so we went through COVID college.
Yeah.
So I feel like between COVID college and having a interesting first roommate and everything, I feel like we're going to get you through this. We're going to get you through this. You'll be okay.
There's a lot of perspectives. But in today's video, we're actually going to discuss the topic of surviving your first week, a mental health check. One of the biggest things that you have to understand as us as people and us just as, young people, our minds are still developing. Our minds haven't stopped developing. I believe the thing is like 25. I'm 26, so my mind has probably stopped developing by now. But still, at the same time, we have to nurture that, and we have to nurture our emotions and nurture our feelings, especially when we're around other people, because of the fact of, again, you are what you put out into the world. And a lot of times we might be depressed. A lot of times things might go bad for us, especially when you're first starting college and it's your first time away from home. So in today's video, we are going to discuss what you need to do to help yourself, that mental health part. And tip number one, there's nothing wrong with giving yourself time. I think a lot of people, they don't want to feel, they feel like they're missing out on a lot of things that might be going on in the college sphere and everything like that. And I know with COVID, there's not a lot going on. So I know a lot of you are going to feel like you've been gypped out of your freshman year, out of your sophomore year, out of your junior, especially the seniors, everything like that. I know you feel like you're being gypped out of your college experience. However, I do think that you need to check how you're emotionally feeling, because being locked away or being like, you have to do social distancing, it does fuck with your head. It does.
As a people, we're very social creatures, so it is important to put yourself out there. And regardless of where you go to college, there are countless clubs. You're bound to find one you like. So it is important to get out and be social, even if you're like, oh, I just want to lock myself in my room all day and just binge watch New Girl and cry and live off popcorn. It's important that you go and you get out and you have some variation of socialization. Now, it is important that you're like, okay, this is when I'm going to have my dorm to myself. I'm going to have this 2 hours this is me time. I'm going to take care of me. But you need to balance the two out so you're not isolating yourself too much, but you're also not burning yourself out on being around people so much.
Of course. And again, yeah, the isolation is fine. You need to be alone. You need to recharge your batteries a little bit. But also at the same time, do not isolate yourself, because that isolation can mess with your mind, can mess with your head. I remember whenever this quarantine first happened, it started messing with me. And like I was at home in my apartment by myself. No TV, just looking at my phone 24/7 because of the fact that, I was working on classwork and everything like that. And this when the quarantine first started. And doing that, I realized my mood was down. I was becoming more and more depressed. I was hating the environment that was around me. So I truly want to say to you guys, get out there, get fresh air, even if it means that you have to walk around, stuff like that. And that's my next tip that we're going to go into. And that is getting fresh air. Getting fresh air. I understand that a lot of us are scared because of everything that's going on right now. But one of the most therapeutic things that you can do whenever you're feeling stressed and feeling overwhelmed is going for a walk and listening to music. Going for a walk during the day where you have the sun shining on you, the UV rays and stuff like that, it can help you. I know for me, is lethargic. I think that's how you say it.
Yeah, something like that.
It's something like that. I'm gonna just stick with the word therapeutic. It was been therapeutic for me, especially because I've been through certain things and I like my mind is boggled and stuff like that. And sometimes you just need to walk and just like let everything else go. Don't think about anything. Just go for a walk, listen to music while you're walking. Do it for like an hour a day. One is therapeutic. Two is actually help you physiology wise because it's a great way to get in shape.
And even if it's just getting up, walking outside your dorm, and taking a little walk, like a little walk around the courtyard, something to get up and get your blood flowing and get those endorphins going through your body and stretching out your muscles. Because as tempting as it can be to lay in bed and live off popcorn, you need to get up, you need to get moving in some capacity. Force yourself to get out of bed and take a shower. Go down the street to the Giant and get some variation of healthy food. Just get up and get out, because as easy as it is to self-isolate, you really want to make sure that you're also, as I said, getting out there, because if you're not, you're just going to lock yourself away and be depressed, and no one wants to be depressed.
And then the next tip that we have for you guys is remembering that you're human. I know right now you're in a very, very new environment. You're going to be on your own for the first time, some of you, and you're going to be away from your parents. You're not going to have anybody telling you really what to do. And this is where you actually start developing, start figuring out who the hell you are. This is when it really starts. And then even after college, there's still other things that you have to do. But this is the beginning stages of adulting whenever we say those things. So one of my biggest tips to you guys is don't be too hard on yourself. Remember that you're human. Remember that you're going to make mistakes. There are going to be times when you want to go out and party and go watch TV or something like that when you shouldn't have been studying for a test, or you shouldn't have been finishing an assignment or something like that. You might fail that assignment. You might. But also at the same time, it's better, in my opinion, for you to fail that assignment than for you to overly stress yourself to the point where you're hurting yourself and
Yes.
making yourself anxious, overly anxious. I've been there when it came down to a final or something like that because I did not do the proper things that I was supposed to do, and it made myself anxious. So Hannah, how do you feel about that with tests?
Oh my gosh, it's so important. Remember, you're a human and you're only one person. You can't do the work of 25 people, so there's no need to put that pressure on yourself. And it's college. There is not a single person around you that is like also not making mistakes. And the biggest tip I have to build off of that is you're already paying for all the resources on campus. Ask for help. Use the resources, whether it's the doctor's office to go be like, hey, I'm depressed. I just need someone to talk to. Or if it's your RA, or if you're anything you're struggling with, you're already paying for a resource. So don't be scared to ask for help and use your resources because you got them there. You already paid for them. Might as well use them.
And to even piggyback off of that, our next tip that we're going to talk about in here is be prepared and actually set a schedule. See, the reason why the other tip happened and you need to realize you're human is because also you need to hold yourself accountable. You need to hold yourself accountable, and you need to realize that, yes, you are in school, you're having fun, doing all this other stuff, but you're also in school. You need to remember why you're there. You're not there to party and do all this other stuff. If you are there to party, I'm telling you, there's cheaper parties that you could have went to than
Exactly.
university. There's a cheaper
You
party.
do not have to pay $48,000 to get in those parties. I promise.
Give me the money you give into college. I'll take your ass on to Europe or something like that, and we find some parties in Amsterdam, everything like that. I ain't even been out there, but I'll find some. Again, it's one of these things. You need to remember why you're there. You're there to learn. This is a school, so you have to schedule your time wisely. Maybe even getting a calendar, something that you can use to organize yourself. Organize yourself in any way possible, making sure your notes are organized, making sure you're going to class. Go to class.
Oh my gosh,
Go,
please go to class. It
go to
takes that
class.
one lecture that you miss where the
Mhm.
professor's like, all right, here's all the answers to the test.
Going to class, why it's so important is that, but also it shows that you actually give a damn. It shows that you
Hmm.
actually care. If your professor sees you going to class and everything like that, which I guarantee attendance policies right now are going to be very lenient. They're going to
Yeah.
be very lenient with everything that's going on. Some people might not feel comfortable going to class. But if you can go to class, definitely go to class because you're there to learn. You want to show your professor that you actually are trying. You want to do something here. So just remember, always go to class, always take good notes, and properly study. Schedule it in there, even if it's 2 weeks beforehand. That's the best time to really start studying. Power tip. The best time to really start studying is 2 weeks beforehand before that test is done. You know when that test is
Blackboard notification.
Blackboard notification, but you also get
Oh,
a
syllabus.
syllabus. There you go. You also get a syllabus, and the syllabus tells you all your assignments that are due and everything like that. Put that into a calendar, schedule some time, even put stuff on your phone, everything like that. Just put as many reminders as you can. Put all that stuff in there and study. Study, study, study. I'm telling you guys, you don't want to be that guy that's been in school for 6 to 8 years just to get a bachelor's degree. You want to know why I'm saying that? My ass was that. And it's because I got sick. I did other things and everything like that. And I'm speaking from personal experience. You don't want to be that person because you feel like you're missing out on other things that are going on in your life, but also, that's other people's timelines. But that's another thing that we need to get into. But also, what would stop me have fulfilling that way would have if I did what I need to do in the first place and then went into that space and did everything I needed to do.
A big thing to get off that, make sure you're communicating with your professors because if you're like, hey, professor, blah, 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 I'm really struggling. Any ideas on places I could reach out to? Or even if you're like, hey, just making sure you know, like, I know I haven't been coming to class. I'm scared of COVID, but I'm still doing work. Um, Communicate with your professors because that goes such a long way. It might not seem like it, but when it comes down to you who's been communicating with the professor versus Joe Schmo who's come in hungover every morning or just not showing up to class at all, you're going to have that upper hand there. And that can really give you extra brownie points when you need them.
Of course. And our very last tip on how to, survive your first week, how to survive as a freshman and keep your mental health in check is again, take it in strides, one step at a time. There
Yep.
you don't like one of my biggest quotes that has lived with me for the longest time that I'm still learning is that you don't eat an elephant, whole, you eat it one bite at a time. Meaning that if there's this big goal and this big task that you're doing, you have to remember you have to take it one step at a time to get there. So again, it's your first week. Don't try to jump into everything all at once. It might be something cool. Go explore, do all of that. But don't feel like, oh, I need a girlfriend by the end of my first semester.
Don't
Or I
feel
need a
obligated.
boyfriend. Don't feel obligated that you need these things. Again, a lot of it is just us trying to please people who really don't give a damn about us in general. So again, stop all that. Stop that right now. Stop that thinking right now where you think I need to have this, that, and the other to be cool or to be whatever. Be yourself, be who you are, and just go after the goals that you want. You want a girlfriend, you want a boyfriend, you want a significant other, that's fine. You want a car, that's fine. You want to work while you're in school, that's fine. You want to get as many friends as possible, that's fine. But at the end of the day, you need to remember that these are just things that you want, not things that you necessarily need.
It comes down to things like that, like Antoine said, taking it step by step. No one's asking you to get your degree tomorrow. Take everything at your own pace. If you want to take tons of courses and you can do that, go for it. But don't do anything at the sacrifice of your mental health. If it helps, what I used to do in college and what I still do, when you're going to bed at night and you're like, oh, I didn't get this done, and you're spiraling into how you're such a failure. You're not. go on your phone and make us 3 like super manageable things that you're going to do the next day. Like, I'm going to make my bed, I'm going to revise or check over this paper, and I'm going to go out and get lunch with so and so. That way, at the end of the night, you're like, oh, I did get those 3 things done. Here's 3 more things I can get done to get towards the goal. Or really, like, get a planner, like Antoine said. Or, like, what my roommate would do is get Post-it notes and put them on her mirror so that she could physically take it off, rip it up, see that it's done. Go on to the next one, take it off, rip it up, see that it's done. Just
course.
use whatever you got to do, but take it in baby steps. No one's judging you as if you do it tomorrow or in 20 years. Whatever works at your pace for you.
Of course. And guys, if you found value from this video, if you found value from the tips that me and Hannah were able to give to you today, definitely like this video, definitely share it on all your social medias, and comment down below. Our question of the day today for you is, what are you most excited about for your first year in college? I know it's a very exciting time. I know right now with the quarantine and everything like that, it doesn't seem as significant, but trust me, it is. You've done a great job in high school, and now you're finally about to enter into your college career. And if you already are in your college career, you are a success, because the fact that you have able to get as far as you have gotten, now is just time to finish the rest of it up. It's been so great having you. I'm Antoine, that's Hannah, and you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.